Good morning. Welcome to Phacilitate's Top 10. So Phacilitate Committee has weighed in on the top 10 events that lead to the trends in our industry for 2019. So first I'd like to start with recapping prior events. In 2013, there was the creation and $120 million funding of Juno Therapeutics. 2014 was early positive clinical data for cell-based immunotherapies. 2015 was the Japanese approval and reimbursement for Temcell and Heartsheet. 2016 was the approval of Strimvelis in Europe. 2017, the FDA approval of Spark's Luxturna. And 2018, the reimbursement conversation was center stage. For 2019, our number 10 is the patent infringement that was upheld, and Gilead was found liable. So a jury found Gilead liable for $585 million and big royalties in the Kite CAR-T patent case. A California jury found that they did infringe on the Juno Sloan Kettering IP. Gilead Sciences, Kite Pharma, was ordered to pay $752 million to Juno Therapeutics, Bristol Myers Squibb, and New York's Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center after finding that Kite's Yescarta violated a patent that Juno had licensed. The suit was filed in 2017, finally resolved in 2019. Number 9, the first CRISPR gene therapy rare disease patients are dosed in the US. Ex vivo, Vertex, and CRISPR Therapeutics opened clinical trials in beta thalassemia and sickle cell disease to replace the defective gene that causes these disorders. In vivo, Audentes Medical and Allergan opened a clinical trial to treat Leber congenital amaurosis 10, which is an inherited form of blindness. The significance is that CRISPR therapies have now entered clinical trials. Number 8, Pharma and biotech secure internal manufacturing capacity. There were many announcements in 2019 and commitments made by pharma and biotech to expand their internal manufacturing. Novartis committed $500 million and purchased Cells for Cure, which already manufactures their Chimera. Pfizer committed $600 million, and they're building a $19 million facility outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, specifically for gene therapy. Others who have built and are building facilities include Bluebird, Precision, Kite, Audentes, Elevate, and REGENXBIO. Number 7, J&J Legend data at ASH. I did not attend, but this was the buzz that I heard from all who attended. ASH featured numerous anti-BCMA therapies in multiple myeloma. Impressive first human data from J&J's anti-BCMA CAR-T project, J&J 4528, reported 100% remission rate and response from CARTITUDE-1 trial. 69% of patients showing complete remission or better. The company licensed J&J 4528, a biospecific CAR, from Nanjing Legend, a subsidiary of China's GenScript Biotech, for $350 million upfront. After 6 months, 27 of the 29 patients, or 93%, remained in complete remission. Also reported were Bluebird, Bristol Myers Squibb, Karma treatment. They treated 128 subjects with a 73.4% overall response rate. Number 6, Vertex acquires Semma. Semma Therapeutics focuses on using stem cells derived from human islets as a possible cure for type 1 diabetes. Under the terms of the deal, Vertex will acquire all outstanding Semma shares for $950 million in cash. This signals Vertex entry into the cell and gene therapy space in addition to the CRISPR Therapeutics deal. Large indication, not oncology. Last night, if you attended Anthony Davies' session, we heard from Joan, a cystic fibrosis patient who suffers from type 1 diabetes. So this shows that Vertex not only is seeking to fund cures for cystic fibrosis, but also the disease states that follow the cystic fibrosis indication. Ooh. Number 5, Astellas purchase of Audentes and Xyphos. End of the year buying spree, Audentes Therapeutics, $3 billion gene therapy AAV acquisition, and then Xyphos for the NK and T cell at $665 million total transaction value just before Christmas. Merry Christmas, right? Japanese large pharma is heavily investing in the cell and gene therapy space. This could be a signifier that medium pharma is using cell and gene therapies to add to their pipelines. Number 4, significant CDMO M&A and consolidation. I'm just going to say right now, wow. These numbers were very impressive. Catalent, $1.2 billion acquisition of Paragon, and that came right after Paragon expanded their clean room space with an additional 150,000 square feet. Thermo Fisher purchased Brammer for $1.7 billion. This added to their cell and gene therapy capabilities. PCT Hitachi, $86 million. Abseth, you heard Bob say this helps them expand their European presence in addition to North America and Japan. And Cognate bought Cobra for an undisclosed amount, adding plasmid and vector capabilities. Number 3, licensing deals center stage. Roche is paying $1 billion upfront for the ex-US rights to Sarepta Therapeutics' Duchenne muscular dystrophy gene therapy. Genentech and Adaptive Bio entered into a licensing agreement with $300 million upfront, and it's worth up to $2 billion with milestones, giving access to the T receptor discovery and immune profiling system. Vertex entered into a licensing arrangement with CRISPR Therapeutics for $175 million for their gene therapy pipeline. Number 2, more fuel to the fire with Big Pharma. When I look at this, I think that this signals that Big Pharma is optimistic towards M&A in the advanced therapy space and the value that these therapies can create. Bristol Myers acquired Celgene for $74 billion. Roche acquired Spark Therapeutics for $4.8 billion. Biogen acquired Nightstar at $877 million. Pfizer bought the option to buy out Vivette, which is a French gene therapy company. And Bayer acquired the remaining shares of Blue Rock Therapeutics for $240 million, $360 million in milestones with a deal value of $1 billion. Number 1, patient access. We need to work as an industry to ensure reimbursement and access are in sync with approvals. Anthony spoke to this a little last night, and it seems to be the round-the-table conversation. Zolgensma, approved with a $2.1 million price tag. This approval is a catalyst for change. This is a life or death drug for 68% of the pediatric SMA1 children. The children must be dosed before the age of 2. The SMA can be detected in newborns through newborn screening. It was added to the recommended uniform screening panel. The problem is, I think only 8 or 10 states right now are screening, which means that usually the children are diagnosed when they fail to meet significant milestones. They don't sit, they don't reach, and they're lagging behind. So this moves the conversations to the state level. This is state Medicaid and insurance companies at the core of the conversation. And state processes are now under scrutiny. It can take up to a year for review of Medicaid to see if a child is eligible, to review the data, to make a decision, and then to be granted access. So patient advocates' voices are loud. The ARM Foundation and STRIDE initiative is working at a state level. The Rare Disease Innovations Institute, Healing Genes, we as an industry are supporting the patient advocates to ensure that along with approvals, we have access. Zolgensma lottery was announced by Novartis. They will be giving 100 doses of Zolgensma to children outside of areas where this is an approved drug. I think that there's been a lot of backlash to that. And at the end of the day, I think it shows that we're all desperate to make sure that patients can receive the life-saving treatments that we've developed. So again, number 10, patent infringement. Number 9, the first CRISPR rare disease patients in the US are dosed. Number 8, pharma and biotech secure manufacturing capacity. Number 7, J&J Legend data at ASH. Number 6, Vertex acquires Semma. Number 5, Astellas purchases Audentes and Xyphos. Number 4, significant CDMO M&A. Number 3, licensed deals are center stage. Number 2, more fuel to the fire with big pharma. And number 1, patient access. Thank you all very much for letting me present this.